Okay, this is a quick little video showing you how to export from Solidworks for laser cutting. So I've got an example of a little component part here that we're going to laser cut. Now the thing to do, even though laser cut is a 2D cutter, cuts out flat objects, we still need to make a 3D model from this 2D drawing. So firstly I'm just going to extrude it like that. Now the thickness is irrelevant. Forgive any lag. For some reason this studio computer is pretty slow when doing screen recording and SolidWorks together, so it might not work very quickly. Anyway, 10mm extrusion, doesn't matter how thick you do it. Now I'm going to go make drawing from part. Now being a little object like that, we'll just put it on A3 paper. It's the same document size as the default size on 2D design. Right, so when you bring it in like that, this is just the shape we're going to laser cut. Now, okay that, because we don't need any side views or anything. Select this, and let's obviously do a few bits of detail. So first of all, we don't want these center lines cut, so we'll get rid of those. Secondly, we want to make sure it's 1:1, so we get the same dimensions as what I've used. So here I'm going to just go 1:1, and that's all I need to do. Right, save this as a DXF, which is this one here. Okay, I'm going to just put that in my root folder and be untidy. Hopefully I should be able to find it. Now I'm going into 2D design here. Instead of file open, you go file import file. Okay, the standard files that 2D design open are not DXFs. Then I'll find the test DXF. This is the one. Open that. Now this is really important to put millimeters here. Okay, ignore this, and there it goes. Just so you know, those yellow things from there before I used it. You'll see, being an A3 sheet, it fits on this A3 sheet, but we don't want to cut out all these borders, so I'm going to just ungroup that. Ungroup it twice. You'll probably find if you ungroup it twice, then this isn't selected with that as well. It just makes life easier when you delete all this. Oop. And then, as with any laser cutting, we put it in the top left, draw a box around it to find what size it is, and go and find an offcut that fits, please, obviously. Right, so that's simple laser cutting 2D objects. You might find it's quite useful if you've made a CAD file. Let's just get this one shut. And that one. An example object like this, let's say this mechanism housing, gear housing. Now obviously it's a 3D object now rather than that last piece, and it's also very slow at updating with screen recording. So as you can see, we've got a few contour depths here. We've got fillets and stuff which might not be doable on a laser cutter, but we might want to just cut out this back plate, and then let's say we want to cut out this in a thicker material or whatever. In this case I'll just call them, you know, the same thickness. We'll lay them both out on the same object. So how we do that, same again, make drawing from part. This time I might just go slightly bigger, just so I've got more space from the border to do what I'm going to show you in a second, a section view. So instead of drawing out this top view, by all means do if you want, but the best thing to do is just start with a side view or something like this. Anyway, I'm going to just move this over to here. And again, I'm going to make sure it's 1:1, which it is. Now I'm going to use the section view. Now make sure the orientation's right. You could be looking down in this case at the object, which is good. If I'm doing this bit here, you can see the bottom's up high, so I'm going to look down on that bit. Okay, that, and then bring this down here. And then OK that, and then section view again, same again, and OK that, and we're just gonna bring that down like that. So you can see we've got the two sections that we're going to cut out. Right, OK that. Now the hatching obviously is not what we want, so we need to go onto here, uncheck that, and check as none. OK that. Same on this one. So click on the hatching, uncheck material crosshatch, and none as well. Okay, we haven't got any center lines in the holes on this one, so that's good to go. Bear in mind also I might need to do a bit of tidying up here. I might do. I mean, this outline is actually cut. This will cut out as I want it, but maybe I want to just kind of remove the lines that I don't want to cut. Maybe it's up to you. Anyway, again, file, save as, DXF, and then we'll just call out the test as well. So again, in 2D design, I'm going to bring it into this same file, cut them all out together, and really important thing every time you do it is to make sure that's checked as millimeters, because we're doing millimeters in Solidworks, so if we don't want the scale to come massively wrong, we'll just bring it all in together. Okay, one thing I failed to notice on there is a very faint, you probably don't notice, but some kind of construction lines, hidden objects in Solidworks might port across here, which is not what we want. They are easier to remove in Solidworks as on one piece. If they come across here, it's not the end of the world, we just got to remove them bit by bit like this. So you could select all, but obviously you're going to have to unselect all the bits that you've selected also. So in this case, that looks okay to me. And then these lines also will have to go. So we'll zoom all. That will just bring out all of the DXF that comes in. Obviously much bigger than A3 this time. And just delete them all out. So this one as well. Just going to delete those bits. Might want to zoom in. Like I said, you might want to tidy up any objects. They might not come in. So for example, this radius, if you remember, that was a radius that stuck onto the outer thing. So this is the first part, the outline, that we're going to stick this kind of boss bit around, which holds the gears. So just you can go in and just manually tidy that up. You might have noticed two lines were very close to one another there. So yeah, might take a bit of time to tidy it up, but yeah, you can definitely extract useful component parts from a 3D object and then stick them all together, laser cut them and stick them together. So obviously be careful when doing this, because you've just got the one undo. We don't need to cut out these shapes in nothing. And then, as with any other good practice in 2D design, just when you're happy with editing something, just group it. So now we should be able to, it's not a very easy shape to tessellate, but if you can get it as compact as possible to save materials, that will be great for us. So edit, group that, spin that round, and choose a close pattern that fits. So I'm going to hopefully have space for this down here. Just so there you have it. Exporting from Solidworks. Obviously you haven't got a laser cutter at home, so you can do this when you're in the workshop. If you've got a DXF, you can just bring it straight into the laser cutter 2D design, cut from there. Okay, thank you very much.